Hello and welcome back to the plot. Today I come armed with an angle grinder, my strimmer and a spare petrol bottle so I won't run out again like I did last time. So hopefully we can get all the strimming that I wanted to get done today. But before we do that, I want to see what is in that shed, because I was left that shed. There's a lock on it and I don't know what's in it. So let's go and see what's in the shed. And for that, I need the angle grinder. And I couldn't find my safety goggles, so I'm just having to wear my sunglasses. But hopefully they'll protect my eyes anyway. So this can go one of three ways really. The best case scenario is there's absolutely nothing in the shed and I haven't got to empty it. The worst case scenario is I find a dead body or 6 dead bodies, and I won't be able to show you because, you know, that's not very nice to have on YouTube, is it? And somewhere in the middle would be a shed that needs clearing out. So let's have a go. My husband said with this angle grinder that you let the blade do the work for you, so you just hold the blade to the metal and you don't like push against it, as it were. So wish me luck and I hope this works. Okay, here we go. We're through. Right, let me just put this down. I thought that was either going to work or it wasn't at all. Ha! The key is off. Right. All right then, here we go. What's in the shed? Survey says it's full. Not too bad though, actually. Not bad at all. There's there's what looks like 2 different kinds of lawn mowers, or is that a roller? Maybe that's a roller there, you know, for straight flattening the ground. Then maybe that's a petrol mower, not entirely sure. Then there's some sort of deck chair. Oh, there's one of those just push along lawn mowers as well. And then some what looks like either pots or well, I don't know really. Or maybe a little table here, possibly. Maybe table. So there's some what looks like rubbish at the back, or, you know, just black fabric. So that was good. I'm quite pleased with that. Still got a bit of tidying up to do. So I'm just going to pull a couple of things out just so I know exactly what everything is. Yeah, this is one of those lawn rollers, I think they call them. But it's got a bit of a broken handle, but maybe that's fixable. It's quite heavy, these, though. Right, put that there. Nice little deck chair. For all the sitting down I'll be doing. Not. Yeah, here's that push along one. Am I doing it the wrong way? doing the job. It's not too hard to use, but I think I'll stick to strimming for now. But this might be handy for when I've got all my pathways sorted out and everything. It'll save me bringing the strimmer back and forth. Quite pleased with that. It's quite good. This is what I thought was a table, but now I'm not so sure. Oh yeah, look at that. Here are some tubs. I wondered if he had these attached to the shed, because they've got some straps on them. Hello. A dog has come to see me. Hello. Have you come to see what's in the shed? And then I think this might be an attachment for the mower. There's a really good mower in here. It's I think it's quite expensive. It's a petrol one. Right. So here is the mower that's in there. I mean, this looks like a really good mower. I'm surprised whoever had this allotment before me didn't come to clear this away. Maybe they decided that they just didn't want any more gardening, you know, and they just thought, oh, I'll just leave everything there. Who knows? And then the rest in there is probably, there's another chair there, so that will be handy. And a cushion probably for the bench. And then there's a rake and a hoe, a couple of hoes, a fork and a spade. So this is really handy what's in here. It'll save me having to bring my fork and spade back and forth all the time, because being no dig, I don't use them that often, but obviously I'll be using them to start off with. What, blimey. Oh, some handy sized water troughs. They must go with those long troughs that were outside. A small amount of black fabric, that's okay. A half moon for doing your edges. I should have brought a sweeping brush down with me, because inside the shed is a bit dirty, but let me show you the hooks and everything I found as well. So back in that corner there's some compost, which I'm not sure what kind of compost It is, so I'll probably not use that because just in case there's anything in it, that I shouldn't use. I've got the black fabric there as well, and some gloves, and then all the tools that were on the floor I've hung up. So there was these nice little hooks around there, and I've managed to put these all to hang nicely, which is just fab because it just saves me so much, like not so much work, but it saves me, having to sort this out. This I think is a rotavator, like a manual rotavator, which I probably won't have much use for, but you never know, it's always handy to have. And then back here I found this bag of cushions, so there's a couple more cushions in there, which must have been for that bench outside. And I also found some pots that I'll take home. I've put on the bench to take home because they are really handy, those little ones. They're really good for starting off onions and chilies and things. So that was a great find as well. So I'm really pleased I found that. Right, let me get all the stuff back in and then we'll do some strimming. So I have got it a bit more orderly in here now. It just means that I can get to most of the things in here, especially like the chairs, if I need the chairs for anything, and the tools. The rake will come in handy, and the fork and spade, that's over here. This does take up a lot of room, so I will need to check that is working fine, and I'll probably need my husband to come and look at that because technically wise I'm not very good. I'm quite good at being shown how to do something and then being able to use it, but fathoming out how to do something is not my forte. Right, let's get on with the strimming. Well, that's one side of the allotment trimmed. Now I need to do about half of this side up until where I see the nettles are growing through. Well, I've done as much strimming as I want to do now for today. I'm just clearing away the trimmed bits so I can put in my compost heap, which is growing slowly of material, which is great. So I'll just go and lock up the shed and we can get going. But I do need to show you something I've unearthed over here, which is not very promising. So this is the bit I trimmed, and then this is where I stopped because it looks like those nettle canes are there. But then when I started strimming, let me see if I can find it, strimming around here, I found that dreaded astroturf again, and it looks like it's here and along there, and I think it's along here, because this looks, yeah, I was thinking that was like really nice grass, but it's not, it's astroturf. So I think there's a big sheet of it around here, and then over here I got some black fabric as well, which is beginning to disintegrate, because I think I must have trimmed a little bit of it, because there are fragments here. So I think I'm going to need to dig out those black fabric bits and the astroturf first before I can then find where the nettles are, dig them up and then trim that area. So another job added to the list of things to do. But let's go and pack up. I did remember to bring a new padlock with me as well. This one is a lock one, you know, with the numbers on it. So in theory, I'll never forget a key, as it were. Right, I have done as much as I wanted to get done down here today. I've got the strimming done, sorted out the shed. Let's go home and see what I've been up to, because I have been doing some preparation for this coming spring in the house. So let's see what I've been up to. I'm back in the greenhouse, and sad to say, no one has come along and cleaned it since I last did my little bit of work in here. So I've got my work cut out today to get all of this sorted. I need to clean away my quad grows. So I need to remove the compost that's still in these, and I need to empty out the water that's in here as well. I was in the garden centre the other day, and I thought I wanted to have some spring bulbs for the allotment. So I went in and they didn't have much selection left. I was hoping to get some daffodils, but they didn't have any daffodils, so I'll have to wait until next autumn now, till not next autumn, this coming autumn, to plant my daffodils there. But I thought if I planted a few spring bulbs in pots now, then when I've hopefully cleared some of the area, I can pop the spring bulbs in there and then they can grow on. So I've got a selection of them here. They were all like half price. So some tulips, some alliums, some more tulips, mostly tulips really. Tulips and alliums, because that's all they had left, half price. But I did also buy some flowers, and I'm giving sweet peas a go. And it's Mags's fault over on my garden and the dinosaurs that live there. She did sweet peas, and I thought I do want sweet peas on my allotment this year, so I'm giving them a go again, even though they never grow very well for me. So enough waffling, let's get on with cleaning out some of this stuff. And let's start with this water. This water has nutrients in it, so I'm going to tip it onto my taberries, and hopefully, you know, I'll just give them a little bit of extra growing then. And then I'll leave this outside to take in the house and do some washing up. Right, so yes, I want to clear this bench off so that I can put the bulbs on there that I'm going to plant in a minute. In a minute, always in a minute. Oh. I'm going out for lunch with my husband, and I haven't changed out of my sort of nicest trousers. I didn't think I was going to get very messy doing this job, but now I'm thinking maybe I should have gone and put my usual gardening trousers on. But it's a bit late now, isn't it? Anyway, just getting all the compost off this root, and then this compost is going to go into a bag, into a compost bag, and it's going to go down to the allotment when I've got some beds set up, and it'll go in the raised beds. It is spent compost, but if I put some bloodfish and bone in the beds, that should see it right. Right, let's just plug that down there. Get the rest of this out. This is the capillary matting for the quad grows. So I'm just going to try and get the worst of the compost off it, and then see if it's any good to pull the roots off it and you reuse. Really, I think you can reuse it. It just needs to dry off a bit so I can shake off the excess compost. So here is the capillary matting that I took out a couple of weeks ago, because I did one pot a couple of weeks ago, and it's got all the roots on it here, but it has dried, and I think the roots will come off quite easy now. So yeah, we can reuse this. I just give it a wash once I've got the roots off, get the worst of the compost off, and we can use it again. Well, I've tidied away my quad grows now. They have gone into the front greenhouse next to my auto pot systems. They can just stay there for the time being until I'm ready to use them. And I've put the tops back in place on here now, so there's just one long continuous bench. I haven't done underneath the benches, or bench rather, because I just thought I'd leave the compost in the pots that are there, and I can just tip them into the new beds that I'm going to make, so rather than empty them now into a bag. And I could just do that at a later date. And I would have liked to have cleaned under here properly, but I don't have time. It's more important I get these bulbs in, so we'll do a clean another day. There's always another day. Right, let's get on and get these bulbs planted. Oh, I think I'll put my gloves on for this, just because I've got a couple of cuts on my hands that I don't want. Well, I want to protect from getting compost in, really. So we've got tulips on top, so we'll start with the tulips. This is just to get them started, really, so that when I put them in the allotment, they'll be ready. So I'm not putting any bloodfish or bone or anything in here, just the compost. And because these are old now, I got them in the sale, they have already started to sprout, but not too bad. There should still be some life in them. So we'll pop 5 in this pot. Yep, 5 in the pot, and then we'll cover it over. Oh, that was all my labels on the floor. Never mind. This compost is Jack's Magic. It's peat free, so we'll see how it goes anyway. Those tulips are called Lizzie. Done. So I'll get on and plant up the rest of the bulbs, and then I'll talk you through the varieties I've got once they're all potted up. Here are my pots, and then I've got my alliums on this side. So I planted 1 bulb in these pots because I didn't know, with alliums, I wasn't quite sure whether 5 would look good together, if that makes sense. You normally dot them in and around, don't you? So I thought that I'd just plant 1 per pot, and and dot them around wherever the flowering section is. And then I've got tulips here. These 4 are Lizzie, varieties called Lizzie. Then I've got Tulip Fashion. This one is Narcissi. So Narcissi is daffodil. I've got another Narcissi. Where's the other one? Here's the other one. It's in here. So I put 5 bulbs in here. I put 4 bulbs in these ones. That one I've got 5 in. These ones I've got 3 bulbs in because they're smaller pots. These are tulips and the variety is Julius Caesar. And then these ones here, I've got another tulip fashion in here, which is 5 in a pot. And then this is called ornith. I don't know what that is. It says it's an umbellifer. So there's 5 in here as well, and 5 in here. So that is one job I'm glad to get done. I just need to dig the surface now to make sure that I've got that flower bed ready for them to go in once they break the surface in here. And I'm hoping that the roots will grow enough that when I tip the pot out, they'll just stay in one clump, you know, and I can just plant the pot like you do with bare-rooted trees. You know, you just sort of tip it up and put it in. So that's what I'm hoping anyway. But let's go in the house because it's getting cold and I'm losing the light. Well, I've come in to warm up a bit. Got a nice cup of tea now and I am beginning to warm up. I wanted to sow some sweet peas. I've also got some onions I want to sow and some spring onions as well. But it's gone a bit dark outside and it's a bit cold and I don't really feel like, you know, messing around with a torch in the dark to fill the module trays and everything. So I'll do that tomorrow. But what I thought I would do was chit my sweet peas then. I wasn't going to bother. I was going to plant them straight into the modules. But as I can't do that, I thought, well, I might as well do something and I'll get these sweet peas chitted. So I'm just going to open my sweet peas. I tend to open all of my seed packets at the bottom because then you don't lose any of the information that's at the top. And I try to open them in such a way that you can reseal them, but it doesn't always work. Like now, for instance, I've just gone and got some scissors so I can cut across there. And then hopefully, yeah, there we are. So I'm sewing all of them. That one there. Oh, bit of the paper in the water there. Yeah, so I just cut across the bottom like that. Because you normally have like the sewing date and everything there, but then on top it has all the information as well. Wow. So these 2 varieties are Old Spice Mixed, which is meant to be very fragrant, and Blue Velvet, which again is a fragrant climber. I'll just leave these to soak overnight now on my windowsill in the front kitchen, and hopefully it'll, like, the water will seep into the like really hard outer coating and start to break it down so that the seedling can emerge. But I don't have much luck with sweet peas, in all honesty. When I grow them from seed, they never really grow that well, and you've got to pinch them out at a certain time, and they always just seem really weedy and spindly. And when I buy them in as plug plants, they're lovely little plug plants, and I don't know what I do to them, but they never seem to come to fruition whatever way I do them. But hopefully this year I'll look after the sweet peas a bit more. Maybe it's because I didn't look after them very well. I was always all about the vegetables, but now I'm about some flowers as well. So hopefully we'll have some sweet peas this year. I'm really pleased with what I got done today. Very excited about what was in the shed. I've been Bethan and this has been a lovely job.